Hi, everybody, and welcome to all of you from wherever you're joining us from, and welcome to the people who will listen to this recording a little later. And welcome as well, Cindy Glass, who is in New Zealand. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Teresa. Hi, everyone that's listening. It's really, really great to be together again.
Okay, super to have you here. And of course, just for those who don't know, Cindy co-authored a book with my guides entitled Beloved Friend, and it was all about her journey through life and as she had guidance from the guides. So it's quite fun, in my opinion, to see the guides interact with Cindy. And of course, today our topic is fear, which we chose, well, weeks ago, and it's just fascinating to see how relevant it is, particularly in light of the South African circumstances. So without further ado, I'll shut up after I've said the prayer and the guides can come through. So let's just start with a brief prayer for protection and guidance. Great Spirit, we ask for your protection as we join with the world of spirit. We ask that you would help us to open our minds, our hearts, and our lives to the information that comes through, so that the information that we need to hear and understand will become clear to us. And we ask that you would bless what we are doing here. Amen. So, we greet you once again, beloved friends, and as we draw toward you at this time, we come with many from the spirit world at this time of intense and powerful change within your world. This is more than simply what you see, what you hear about, what you know in the physical circumstances. The energy is shifting powerfully at this time within your world. And it is a beautiful shift to new knowledge, to greater understanding, and interestingly enough, to a greater sense of peace. And you may say to yourself, well, that doesn't make any sense at all, because at this present time, fear is prevalent. And we would say to you, yes, it is. We understand that. But remember, as we always said, that in your world, emotions need the opposite in order to give you a greater capacity. So in this circumstance, the greater your sense of fear and anxiety, the greater your capacity to feel peace. So you are, those of you who are feeling fear and anxiety are being hollowed out, given more space to feel a beautiful sense of peace. So we would say to you that fear certainly is very prevalent. But those of you who are choosing the path of peace are getting to practice this wonderful phenomenon of enfolding yourself in the peace, stepping into peaceful energy, even though fear predominates around you. And that is a beautiful sensation. And now perhaps we can speak with the Lady Cindy, and we would ask the Lady Cindy, in your journey, when you were working through your circumstances and perhaps taking guidance from the spirit guides, did you feel fear at any time?
Oh, absolutely. It was, in fact, I think one of the greatest themes in writing the book was because of the fear and because outside circumstances can look so impossible to achieve. Outside circumstances can make your situation look like there's no way you're going to make it through. There's no way the things that you need to do will be able to come to fruition because your outside circumstances don't look that way. So from a human perspective, and then that fear can creep in. And I think one of the biggest lessons that I have learned, but I think I know for sure, is to keep walking forward, knowing that what you see around you is irrelevant in terms of where you need to go. And that losing the fear is what actually can push you forward. Holding on to the fear and letting fear into your life is what's going to slow you down or hold you back. And that was one of my greatest lessons. Of course, I felt fear. There were terrifying moments. And I didn't know whether I'd ever make it through sometimes. My bank account ran empty. My ex-husband just absolutely refused to let me go anywhere with the boys, all the impossible things. And yet they all panned out for me because I refused to allow fear to take hold of me in those moments. But I had to learn that. It wasn't something that just came easy to me.
Yes. Well, we would say to you that in the human existence, fear is perhaps the most powerful of all emotions. And it is also the emotion and the energy attached to it that brings the greatest learning. So there is no one in the human or earthly incarnation, whether plant or animal or human, that does not experience fear. And the interesting aspect of fear is that perhaps in most cases in the human existence, the greatest fear is that of what you call dying. And we would say to you that we who speak now from spirit world, who are spirit guides, we are dead. And we don't think it is a problem. We certainly think it is far better to be within this incarnation. But we understand your fear in the earthly incarnation. We understand that it brings the energy that is required to learn. But we would also say to you that in your times of greatest fear, you reach out more easily for help. And it is at that time when you are reaching out for help that we who are spirit guides celebrate the opportunity to connect with you at a deep level. Lady Cindy, did you find that reaching out to guides was of assistance to you during times of fear?
It is the only thing I do, because you are constantly reminded when you reach out to your guides, and whether you reach out to your guides through a medium that you trust, or whether you reach out to your guides through your inner beliefs and inner stillness, you know that you're never alone. And I think it's that feeling of loneliness, that feeling of, that you have to tackle these big challenges entirely on your own, figure it out by yourself. Those things are relieved of you because you hand it over to a greater power than you are. And if you trust that you've handed it over to a greater power, you literally have to let it go. And the amount of times that I quite literally have said to my guides and continue to say to them, you said I must do this. You said go and move. You said you will need to do X, Y, or Z. It doesn't seem to be working out for me at all. In fact, it seems to be getting worse. You need to sort it out because I don't know how. And then I let it go and it just falls into place. It's the craziest thing, but it's amazing. So I think if we can learn that we have a team of powerful, powerful guides on our side, and know it, trust it, believe it, and let them handle those hard things. The how is never for us to figure out. Letting them deal with, our guides deal with the hard stuff, knowing that they will, and they've never let you down, and they're not going to let you down. They're not going to. And myself and Peter, we often say to each other when we in a position which could become quite fearful, we say, you know what, we've never been let down before. How is it that we will be let down now? You will not. And so handing it to your guides, you hand it literally to a source of help that nothing can come close to.
Yes, beautiful. Well, we would say to you that at this point within your world, this is a very powerful energetic point. This is a time right now for this week and next week where the most prominent energy in your world is the energy of attraction. And this gives you some indication of what is taking place behind the scenes to change your world. Because what you attract in this week and next week, what you focus your attention on, if you are choosing to focus your attention on the fear, then chaos is the energy that you attract. And what is more, what you attract this week and next week, you attract for the next 5 to 6 years of your life. So if you are choosing peace, then you find you are choosing peace and progress. If you are choosing chaos and turmoil, that is what you are creating in your life for the next 5 to 6 years. But the interesting essence of chaos and turmoil is that it provides the opportunity for change. And we would say to you, if there is one thing that we can encourage you to do in this time where fear is just so prevalent in your world, it is to constantly, in those moments of fear, send out an energy of gratitude that this time of fear is bringing to you the opportunity for change. And as you send that gratitude out, you can allow yourself to feel that there is peace. You can allow yourself to understand that the energy of Great Spirit is bringing change into your world. And rather than attaching yourself constantly to fear, you can feel it, certainly, but then you send out gratitude that this is a beautiful opportunity for change, and then you step into a place where you understand that all is as it should be, and that there is the great plan of Great Spirit that unfolds, including you. And in your space of gratitude, you can convert your fear to the energy of opportunity, which makes you understand that peace exists alongside, within, amongst all that is fear. And we would strongly recommend that you reach out to your guides and ask them to help you to convert your fear. Be grateful for the greater capacity they are giving you for peace. It is a wonderful opportunity. Your world is changing, and it is changing in a powerful way. And yes, we understand that there are fears of transition, but transition to the spirit world is inevitable. None of you can avoid that. So we would say to you, embrace these changes, and therein you will find that you can step into the energy of peace and make progress. Lady Cindy, is there perhaps one final comment you would like to make?
I think a word, just on what you've been discussing now, which I absolutely love. And I think when we're in a space of fear, or when something we feel hasn't worked out quite as we imagined that it would, you need to ask yourself, why would it not be? Because if you have had an expectation, for example, of a new job or whatever it is, and it hasn't come about, just know that your guides are not so incapable as to have not given you that particular job, but it was because it was not for you in that time. So let the fear of it not working out the way you expected it to in that moment, let that go, and know that if it was meant for you, how could it not be? And so whenever something you feel is bringing some sort of fear into your life, or change or something like that, you just need to know that it's supposed to be like that, because if it was not supposed to be like that, it would not.
Yes, that is very true. Everything is as it should be. So
Yes.
we thank the Lady Cindy for sharing her time with us, for sharing her knowledge and journey with us. And to all of you, we leave you with our unconditional love. We who are your spirit guides love you unconditionally because we know and we acknowledge that you are a perfect creation of Great Spirit. So we end